We're doing it live.
It has happened.
Welcome to the Horror Chamber podcast.
The only HCP that still has shit playing in the background.
Hooray! We did it.
Happy
Welcome
Halloween.
all. Yes, happy Halloween.
I'm gonna take this off. Alright, sweet.
It's you.
It was me the whole time.
Oh wow, that's insane.
Who'd have thunk? The gasp!
Yeah.
Happy Halloween to everybody.
Happy Halloween,
on the
yes.
internets. We look forward to doing the horror chamber. I fucking love Halloween, man.
It's a great holiday. I wanted to make sure that we did this because we do one of these every year.
Yeah. I love.
So.
I hardly ever get to talk about horror
fun stuff to talk about. And I don't know. This is being our first live stream. It's our first live stream podcast that we're doing.
Yeah.
This is not a watch along type of situation.
Right. We're not showing a show.
We're not
reviewing an episode.
Yeah.
We're just talking about horror.
Talking about horror chamber such things.
Ooh. And something that I noticed this year about horror particularly is that we have evolved quite a bit.
You didn't know that already?
I didn't. Well, here's the thing, right? Horror doesn't really evolve.
It does.
What scares people always scares people.
Not the same thing. I think with the horror franchise, with horror movies being the way they are now, we've definitely seen a different resurgence. Because we had throwaway horror films for a really long time.
We still have throwaway horror films. I don't know what you're talking about.
But with the release
some
of
of them are
like
super mainstream, like Rings. I hated Rings.
It wasn't mainstream. That movie was made.
The Ring is considered a modern classic. I think.
Is it?
I think Rings is a. Yeah, of course, dude. By everybody who's seen the movie.
You're right.
It's horrifying.
Well, it was I think the first in like those let's remake a foreign horror movie thing. I want to say The Rings started that trend because it was massively successful.
Can't come out before The Ring?
No.
It didn't?
Because Ring, I want to say, was 2001.
Ring was 2004.
Oh, Ring was 2004. I want to say that The Grudge was 2006. I don't know.
No idea.
We need to look it up, and neither one of us have our phones.
Yeah. Always carry your phone when you're trick-or-treating.
Yes, so that you can
Should have had an episode about that.
Oh.
Anyways, we're not here to talk about how terrible
we can talk about it. We can talk about Power Rangers Halloween specials in general.
A little bit,
if you guys want to.
Sure.
Mostly just a conversation.
Conversational piece.
But you had said that there's... I mean, it is interesting how we go from one step to another and how things have...
A natural progression.
Well, I guess you can see it that way. I mean, other people tend to see it as a bastardization, I guess.
A bastardization? I guess.
Desensitization.
It depends on how you do it, right? Because with horror in general, or horror as an example, like the classic Universal monsters.
Right.
We went from, Bela Lugosi playing Dracula to sequels just...
Forever.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah.
And then eventually evolved into Blade,
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I guess...
But Blade's a comic
with Nosferatu, and then transitioned to Dracula, which is still a dramatic difference.
That's fair, yeah.
From the original.
Because Nosferatu is very much like a monster.
Right, he's a creature. He's not like he's not like Dracula, who's very sophisticated.
Suave.
Yeah, could pass off for human if he needed to.
Yeah.
But he's a demon hellspawn.
Well, I mean that kind of always goes down to folklore, right? Like you hear these legends of different things, and you want to adapt it and bring your own voice to it. I think that's what a lot of people tend to do.
Yeah.
Outside of Universal right now trying to do the Marvel thing with their monsters.
Yeah, that's more of
I don't know if it's been successful.
I don't really know what's going on with that.
It's been a massive failure.
It's a train wreck. The whole thing. I saw Tom Cruise's The Mummy.
Oh yeah, I forgot you saw that.
Whew. Anyway, We're here to talk about horror movies.
Yes, horror things.
Yeah, things in general.
Halloween.
But that's even that is a better
Ooh.
example. Like The Mummy, going from Boris Karloff to Brendan Fraser's The Mummy, like
That is a massive difference.
it's
Though I
huge.
think what works in that movie's favor, the Brendan Fraser version. Hello, yes.
Hello, Yvonne. Thank you for
Yvonne.
joining us. We're talking about horror stuffs.
Yeah.
And how Universal monsters and like classic monsters evolved into like superhero and action territory in the 90s.
Well, I think that for the Brendan Fraser Mummy films, those were very much a let's do a Indiana Jones type serial adventure story.
Yeah.
Which and let's have the spin be that it's got a Universal monster in it.
Okay.
Which worked, I think, pretty well.
Yeah, it was pretty
those
successful.
Those are fun movies.
They're really fun movies. And also The Rock was there.
Oh, yeah. Right before he became Dwayne Johnson,
right
the
before he
highest
exploded.
paid actor in the world. It's me.
Will Calleros, but I'm using my mom's account.
Oh, okay.
That's okay.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
But yeah, no,
What was I talking about?
there have been different versions. Like we just watched the Alvin and the Chipmunks Meet the Wolfman,
Right.
and that took some time to
It
even
took
get
a
to
long
that point.
time to get to, but it didn't take as long to get to the parody thing, I don't think.
Okay.
Because we had Abbott and Costello meet the monsters.
That's fair.
So,
well, I think that's kind
and
of
those
like
guys were like the
that's a good source,
pinnacle of comedy.
That's a good source of comedy. Just take something horrifying and try to make a joke out of it. It's a coping mechanism, and that's something that we still do to this day with things like Scary Movie. I know it's like blasphemy to compare Abbott and Costello to like the Wayans.
Well,
But,
I mean,
it's different times, and
right. Comedy evolved.
Yeah.
People laugh at different stuff, and there are different types of comedy as we've come to learn over the years. How did this come into a conversation about comedy?
Well,
we were talking about horror movies.
You brought up Abbott and Costello.
Right.
So I was going to bring up Scary Movie, that we do that as a coping mechanism. That's a huge thing. Let's make a joke out of something that's horrifying because it's horrifying, and we need
some levity.
Right. Yeah. And so I think that's where you get a lot of the things like let's do a cartoon or let's do a like Power Rangers. I think is very steeped in that. I mean, it's monsters. Primarily.
Like Tokusatsu in general.
Yeah.
It's like rubber suit monsters, so they're kind of ridiculous, and you can laugh at it.
As far as we've seen, or at least in some iterations of Sentai, are primarily attacking children.
Yeah, but
so
kids show.
It does reach into this horror territory. Pineapple the Clown.
Right. What's your favorite, most horrifying moment in Power Rangers?
I had mentioned this on the live stream.
Oh yeah.
That I did the Q&A that I did a couple of days ago. There was that one episode of Lightspeed with the spider. You remember that? And they all got captured.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Spider.
Yeah, and they're all like trapped in a web. Yeah, I remember that.
That was
was that a?
That was gross. Is what that was.
I can't remember. Was that a Katie Focus episode?
I don't
remember. Anyway, my favorite unintentional horrifying moment in Power Rangers is the Doctor Who episode of Dino Charge, where they get trapped in the maze with Puzzler.
Well, that
it's mostly just the effect of the claustrophobia of they can't get out. Like, oh my God, they're opening the same door over and over again, and that's horrifying.
Yeah.
But
that concept.
In the context, it's not supposed to be horrifying, right?
Yeah, it's just supposed to be fun. Hello.
Hello, welcome back, Will.
This is fun. But yeah, and one of the things I think you wanted to bring up is that we've gone from different stages, and part of that is also because of how commercially successful Halloween has become, because you need to market towards children, and it's just a fun Halloween time just so that we don't have people screaming all over the place.
Well, I mean, that's my favorite part of Halloween. Need to change my name on YouTube yet.
No problem, man.
No, don't worry about it. Thanks for sticking around.
So you get things like I want to know what the first like Halloween special was.
Halloween like kids special?
Well, no, just like a Halloween, like something that's a series that's not traditionally horrifying, but they have a Halloween special.
It's the
To
Great
kind
Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
of. Oh, see, that might be it. Charles Schultz.
Yeah, I think that one's
That's
like
a good point.
the
Yeah.
original, like family entertainment or Halloween special.
Yeah.
I guess because they always do that, right?
Sure.
They're kind of like the originators of the holiday special.
Yeah.
Was the Peanuts crew.
That's fair. I don't know. It'd be interesting because I know we had.
I don't ever remember.
We had
like,
the Addams Family before them, where the joke is supposed to be that they're horrifying, but they don't know that they're horrifying. They're just
yeah, they're just quirky.
Yeah.
But their quirk is they're horrifying. Gonna be the Flash for Halloween. And are you guys grown-ups?
Yes.
Yeah.
For the most.
Do big boy stuff.
We both got the straps going on.
Right.
I just
Yeah.
saw.
That is unintentional.
That is a massive
But yeah,
oversight. That's what I was trying to think.
seemed to be a strange shift in horror and what you can do and what you couldn't do.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we're real into the whole demonic possession, paranormal activity stuff.
Yeah, that has been
The haunted house thing.
that has been
It's
the
good.
MO for horrors
But
in
yeah,
a while. Because
it's been the go-to for a long time.
We went from monsters to psychological horror
To slashers.
slashers to
To like sci-fi horror, I guess.
sci-fi horror, yeah, and then that kind of bled right back into paranormal.
Yeah. I'm leaving them. Bye. Okay. Bye.
But yeah, it's interesting to look kind of look at the whole picture and
The whole
see
spectrum.
how far we've come, and just the because like what was the thing that came out recently, the
Halloween.
brats, but they're not brats, they're monsters.
Oh, yeah. That's true. I don't know what they're called. When's the next Gingaman reaction? Hopefully tomorrow.
Hopefully we'll do it tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it today for obvious reasons.
For
because
Halloween
holiday,
reasons, yeah.
ooh.
I got my leather face mask and my apron. Classic
But,
style.
I guess for our Sentai watchers, what is the most horrifying Sentai experience?
That's a good question. Because
Ooh.
there's been a lot of horrifying stuff that we've seen in Sentai.
Yeah.
In just the short time that we've been watching. Can I be a moderator? Thank you for the ball for being in the chat. Thank you all aboard being okay. What I don't know how to make moderators on the live stream. Halloween, gotta love candy.
Yes.
Yeah, you do.
Absolutely.
What's your favorite Halloween candy? I love circus peanuts.
Got our Hershey's here.
Nobody ever gives out circus peanuts on Halloween.
No.
I don't know what that's about.
Dude,
But
when was the last time you had anybody give out circus peanuts to anybody for any reason?
I don't know how I
For any type of occasion.
experience circus peanuts, right? Like,
Oh, no, that was the thing that we got at the circus the one time we went there.
oh, okay, sure, I love it.
I'll always going to love candy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sure,
No
why,
problem.
why not?
But you wanted to talk about this specifically as far as, how
Because-
far we've come because, you watched something recently.
Yeah, I saw a TV show on Netflix called Super Monsters, which is like a very light version of a Sentai. It's like a Sentai in the most basic parts. But instead of turning into Power Rangers, they turn into movie monsters. And they each have their own like special ability, and they solve problems and teach morals and stuff. It's a good show. For the audience, it's not damaging. Ninja Steel.
What are you talking about?
I know. It's so bad. Peanut butter chocolate candies are among my favorites.
Yes.
Mine too.
Yeah,
I think we're both under the gummy category. I freaking love gummy candy, man.
Gummy candy is great.
Gummy bears.
But, I mean,
gummy
peanut
worms.
butter has been like my favorite love for
Gummy
a long
octopus.
time.
Love gummy octopus.
Gummy octopus.
Dude, have you ever had gummy octopus?
I
We're going
don't
to
think
get
I
some
have.
after this.
Okay, if you want to.
If that's a thing.
Sure. I don't know where we can get
Yeah.
some.
I want to know what your favorite horror movie is.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
asking
okay.
you. Well, I can ask the audience too. What
Sorry.
are you guys' favorite horror movies? Oliver?
Favorite horror movies? Halloween specials. Favorite thing to watch on Halloween?
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions.
My favorite thing to watch on Halloween is A Nightmare on Elm Street. I have seen it 1,428 times.
You count
Yeah, and counting.
it. That is impressive.
I'm gonna watch TV. How many years old are you? Oh, what? When you was bombed? Um. Okay. I am 150 years old.
With the mask, it makes
I
it
was
look a lot
around
worse.
during the Bela Lugosi Dracula era, which is why this is very near and dear to my heart.
Wow.
I auditioned for that role, and I didn't get it. It was very upsetting.
You're not pale enough for that.
Yeah, it was too
Seriously,
dark.
I don't know if it's the fact that the lamp is right here, but you're just
Yeah,
totally outtanning me.
yeah, you were shiny right now.
It's alright. No problem.
Oh, yeah.
But for me,
I did watch Beetlejuice tonight. It was good. That is a classic.
Beetlejuice most certainly
Beetlejuice,
is a classic.
Gremlins, The Goonies.
Nightmare Before Christmas is also a good one.
I did watch that one actually, A Nightmare Before Christmas. But that's the other thing, right? What is Beetlejuice? It's like Candyman for children.
Kinda.
It's
It's not really like that.
not like the Candyman at all. Tim Burton movie.
Yeah. It's a good watch if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it,
It came
it's
out like 19.
it's pretty good. I'm gonna say 1994, which means it's 1993.
I don't.
I don't actually.
Like I said,
know.
we can't look up stuff right now.
Yeah, we're without information.
I apologize.
You guys let us
for bringing
know.
that up.
Favorite horror movies?
Called.
It. I love all the 4 movies, but my favorite is It.
Okay.
I do like It. 2017 and 1970, whatever.
You didn't do
Seth Green.
I'm pretty sure it was 90s. There's no way Seth Green is that old, man.
I don't know. He's been the same height his entire career.
That doesn't mean he's the same age, man.
That's not what
That'd
I
be
said.
weird.
It
if
doesn't
was.
make any sense. But yeah.
But it is interesting though how we. I don't know. You tend to see the Power Rangers formula in a lot of things since we started
Watching Sentai.
watching it together.
Yeah.
Uh,
Power Rangers.
No, the Troll Hunters has a good chunk of horrifying elements in it.
Oh, that's
it's not,
true.
It's not in its strictest sense like a Halloween thing, but
I
there
don't know.
are
I mean, it's
elements
troll
lifted
based,
into-
right?
yeah.
That's typically a Halloween thing.
Not
Trolls?
really. Trolls are more of a like Grimm's fairy tale type of situation.
I was going to lean more towards the like Lord of the Rings
That's fair.
style stuff,
Either one.
but
It came from a book.
you know, goblins,
most things.
trolls,
Yeah.
witches.
Witches. That's fair.
They're all Halloween based. Oh, okay.
No problem. We will
Yeah, we'll keep your secret.
keep your secret for you. It's personal.
Yeah.
But it is just because when was the last thing that we saw that was like it's well I guess Hotel Transylvania is probably the latest example of something that's like supposed to be super horrifying, but it's like
Hotel Transylvania.
yeah.
Oh, but like spun differently for
Right.
a different audience.
Right.
That's what I'm saying about super monsters, right?
It's
like,
more enjoyable because
and a lot of the times that stuff doesn't make sense because they have a zombie one, and her ability is she can see through walls. Not sure what that's about. I didn't know
That would
that
work
George
with
A.
the-
Romero said that zombies could see through walls.
well, dude,
He made them.
did you watch
going with
the
that guy's
Night
version.
of the Living Dead?
Yeah.
Obviously, subtext.
Oh, of course.
Subtext.
Sure.
Hashtag
Subtext.
Not
There is
subtext.
subtext in that movie.
We're being sarcastic. Yeah. Fun facts: Magi Rangers monsters are inspired by classic horror icons and such.
Cool.
Okay. Is that where the Titans come from? Because that'd be really cool.
I actually have a horror movie jacket. It's more modern day horror movie monsters like Jason Voorhees and Freddy Krueger,
Modern day.
Samara from
See,
the Ring.
that's more modern day. Krueger and Jason are not modern day. Dude.
They're more modern than the other
It
two.
came out in 1982.
Yeah, that was
30 years ago.
Yeah, that was only 30 years ago.
38 years ago. It's almost
as
been
opposed
40
to
years.
the,
Halloween had its 40-year anniversary this
50
year.
or 60
40
that it's been for Dracula. That can't be right. That's got to be way earlier.
It's been like 70 years.
Yeah, it's been like 75 years.
Mighty Morphin Monsters, created by Rita Repulsa. Holy Evil is...
Martin Short is named Tommy Oliver. Okay.
Okay.
Rock on.
Um,
Bruce, the shark from Jaws. Not a scary movie. Sorry. Just had to get that out there.
I haven't seen it, so I can't really comment on
It's...
I don't know, it's weird because you and I don't think, tend to disagree too much as far as horror is concerned. By the way, I feel like I should bring this up. I saw Misery recently.
Oh yeah, Nick's never seen Misery. And I was like, what?
We watched it a couple weeks ago, and it just firmly puts the stamp in how terrible an idea episode 13 of Super Ninja Steel was.
You have to bring up that for the fan thing.
Yeah.
I'm your number one fan.
People can be crazy, and that movie understood that.
Well, I mean...
a lot of people understood that.
I think people who are famous understand that. Because that's the idea, isn't it? Like, that's a celebrity's worst nightmare.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
So...
that type of scenario,
again,
absolutely.
Episode 13, my God.
It was so very much...
Oh, yeah, by the way, episode
out of
16
left field.
review coming soon.
Yes. I've been working on the script.
Oh, man. Episode 18. But anyway...
It was 19. Episode 18 was the Halloween special.
No, dude, we're not counting the 25th anniversary. It doesn't count.
Ooh.
It's not in. It's not part of this show. Can't use it.
But yeah.
They're more modern. I'm just saying.
Okay.
We went from action, and then we went to like the remake territory.
Yeah. Well,
We're
I think
trying
there's
to
been
make them
such a
serious
distinction, and probably Power Rangers helped with this, because now we don't see monsters as like horrifying. Because Godzilla came back into the fold recently, and that's not in the strictest sense a horror movie.
It's not even
fact,
a disaster movie.
We're building toward the Godzilla versus King Kong type of thing.
Yeah,
which we'll do later.
I guess you have to like pick a team for that kind of thing.
Yeah, there's gonna be Team Kong and Team Zilla.
Team Zilla, yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah, no, I know you are. That's what I'm at. I got a migraine.
Yeah,
but. That's the thing, right? You root for both of these characters. That's what happened in Freddy versus Jason, right? Like, you don't care about the teenagers. These people are sheep. You want to see these two icons fight. Like, that's the thing about like Dracula versus the Wolfman, or Wolfman versus.
That's true. We have been doing this for like a really
long time. Alien versus Predator, you know.
Alien vs. Predator is the most recent example. You can't be like, we've been doing this for a really long time. Let's do the last one that came out in 2004.
That was the last time we did a monster crossover?
No. That was the more recent one.
Oh, okay.
Because it was that one, then there was AVP Requiem in 2007, and nobody should ever watch that movie. Partly because you can't see it. It's so terribly
dark.
lit.
Oh, man.
It's such a...
I tell you what's a really well-lit movie, Insidious. God, James Wan knows how to use lighting, man.
James Wan knows
He
how
can
to
tell
do
a story with a
everything
flashlight, bro.
with everything associated with horror. He's my favorite horror director.
Nowadays.
Right, currently. Yeah.
Hey, Wes Craven, rest in peace, man.
Yeah.
That dude's giving God nightmares these days.
John Carpenter's still with us, right?
Yeah. Yeah, John Carpenter's still, Sam Raimi also going to throw his name in there because of the Evil Dead franchise.
Oh, yeah, which is still going strong to this day. And that took a bit of an evolution, didn't it?
Yeah, and it's been
super
5 years since that movie came out. I don't think they're going to do the sequel, but
oh, you mean
Ash vs. the Evil Dead.
I was talking about Ash vs. the Evil Dead, full stop. Dude.
Yeah, no, I know. They're still doing the TV show.
Charlie Haskell.
As far as the big
Stop
screen
working
goes,
on the show and come back to Power Rangers. We need you, man.
No, keep working on Ash vs. the Evil Dead. I love the show.
We need you, man.
But we do need you. We needed Kelson too.
Take a break. Okay, take a full 3-year hiatus and just work on Beast Morphers. Just pound that and make sure it's the best darn thing we could come up with.
I think it'll be great.
No, it probably will be. But we'll have to wait and see.
I'm trying to think of who else. There was the Saw franchise, and then we get into like gore horror.
Yeah, but that
What
more or
are they-
less started with Hostel than it did anything else.
Yeah. The horror porn genre really started
No,
with Hostel.
It's torture porn, dude. It's not horror porn.
Well, that's
Horror
Friday
porn's
the
a different
13th.
thing. Yeah.
This is Friday the 13th, 2009?
9. Mhm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it was Nightmare on Elm Street in 2010.
Yep.
Yeah. Evil Dead 2013 is a great film, especially
Yes.
for the gore factor, because at one point in the movie I'm just like, God, just let them die. They're done. know? They can't take anymore.
But that's a good movie that
Excuse me.
even though you don't really see these people as sheep because they're going through all these.
Yeah, because they go through it so long, right?
Yeah, it's
Like,
so. Just,
if it was quick, like you get a death scene and that's it.
Yeah.
But no, you get like scenes back to back where they're mutilating each other and themselves.
Yeah,
It's hard to watch.
It's drawn out too. It's just one of those things where you're like,
Nick's least favorite horror movie to watch is The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I can't do it.
1976.
I tried watching that movie, but when we get to the end, it's just all horrible, and I'm just like, no.
It's really uncomfortable.
I
to
can't
see,
do it.
because
I can't. sit
there's
down
not
and watch
really
that
any
movie.
music. It's just a lot of noise.
Yeah, it's all just loud
Everything on
screaming
screen is
and-
horrifying.
uncomfortable.
It's like scattered, and you can't really process what's going
It's
on.
unsettling. It's like if you get enough, just like if you're actually being tied down and buried in these people.
And I am dressed up as Leatherface.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is the 2006 version,
Yeah.
which that movie kicks ass. I'm not gonna lie.
I like that one a lot more than I like the original, mostly because I can get through it.
Yeah, it's less gore. Also,
Well, no, is it less gore?
it's a lot
Really?
less gore. Yeah, it's
I remember
way
that one
less
being
gore.
particularly bloody.
Not really. The gore parts are kind of masked. They don't
Never
ever
watched either.
never watched
You
either.
should. They're
pretty
They're
good.
good. Again, disclaimer on the original.
It's hard to get through, but
it's tough to watch.
it's
It,
for the
it does.
time,
It does
like-
delve into snuff film territory, and I just don't.
It really does. It really does get to oh my God, somebody filmed this guy killing a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Which
Just
there
that
have been
level of,
movies like that.
Oh no.
Do you like Power Rangers or Go Anime? I like Teen Titans Go.
We've talked about this a
Yeah,
lot. That we're not big anime guys. We've seen some stuff.
yeah. I like Death Note.
Death Note is fantastic.
And
If you want a
Digimon.
good horror watch, Death Note is pretty fantastic.
Yeah,
for
for anime, Death
that.
Note.
Do not watch the
Halloween.
Netflix movie that came out last year.
Don't do it.
It's a poor representation of what that show is.
Don't watch Cult of Chucky either.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Clown's good.
Clown is really good.
Um,
Eli Roth. Hate Hostel, but Clown was awesome.
yeah.
Clown was exactly
It's
what I
weird,
wanted.
man, because Eli Roth is clearly passionate about this stuff. He likes making movies, and he was very passionate about doing Clown because it was a really good idea, and he wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But just Hostel, I don't know what the where he got the idea of let's just kill a bunch of people and see.
Well, it's not really that. It's about kidnapping and human trafficking.
Yeah.
Not so much. That's not what the people are there for,
Yeah.
But there is a lot of stuff that leads up to the, cutting the tendons on the back of the ankles.
Mm.
Okay.
I hadn't seen the movie, so you didn't have to say that. You
For
just-
anybody who hasn't seen the
You
movie.
just ruined my night.
Well,
That's-
do you remember in Evil Dead 2013 when they did the machete
Yeah,
in
no.
the knee and it
I saw it.
curved up?
I saw the movie.
movie.
I saw it last week or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
because it was on television.
I'm also gonna probably check out The Fly tonight. And that one
Oh.
is grotesque horror.
Yeah, but that's more of a like body horror type of, and that's the thing that we're talking about. There's different like subgenres for these type of things. We've gone so many different directions with different ideas and what can be horrifying to people.
Yeah.
That there are subcategories.
That's why I'm saying, like, the whole thing with Puzzler and Dino Charge, that's not supposed to be horrifying.
No.
I just happen to find the idea horrifying, and
Yeah.
I love it.
It's claustrophobic and weird. And,
Yeah. It's awesome.
I'd be interested to know if Charlie Haskell was big Doctor Who guy. I don't know if he worked on that episode. I'm just saying. He worked on Dino Charge.
Yeah.
So.
A lot of people worked on Dino Charge stuff.
Chip Lynn, why have you forsaken us with these terrible morals? We just keep coming back to it. It's like a vortex sucking us back in. Do you think that there's going to be any horrifying elements in Gingaman?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You think so?
I think Japanese horror is particularly horrifying.
It is different, isn't it? Like, what was the thing that because every time we watch a Sentai series, it's always something. There's something that happens that we're always like, oh, good lord.
Yeah, that's probably fine.
We did a straight up Nightmare on Elm Street thing with O-Ranger, I believe is what happened.
What happened?
With I think it was the Pink Ranger goes in the dreamscape. She's like being hunted by this guy that turns out to be a monster in disguise. You don't remember that?
I don't remember. I must have blocked that.
It was like a bunch of rooms, and there was a school. It was horrifying.
Oh man, that sounds horrifying.
You are useless.
I'm sorry, dude. O-Ranger was a long time ago, and I was still stunned by Die Ranger.
O-Ranger is not particularly memorable, so I'll give you a pass on that one. But every time we watch a Sentai show, it's always been something different. Wait a minute.
Okay. Yeah. Good night.
You can watch us in the morning. Ooh.
Yeah. The power of YouTube.
Yeah. The power of YouTube, yes.
The power of YouTube.
Anything else?
Speak Spanish. Rock on.
Yeah. We do not. It's very unfortunate.
Speak for yourself. Sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Whatever you say, man. I'm the one that's got the pail on you.
Is it? Oh, right.
It's not a good
It is
balance,
outrageous. Man. This is like 2 weeks I've been in the sun.
Yeah. Normally you're nocturnal.
Yeah. Normally I don't see the sun.
Bat creature. Bat Ranger.
Yeah, what's the worst iteration of a movie monster you've ever seen? Is it Wolfman, 2008?
That was pretty bad.
I like that movie.
I'm so
Anthony Hopkins
sorry.
is entertaining as hell.
Anthony Hopkins
Benicio del Toro is just fun to watch.
I will give this to you. Anthony Hopkins is the best thing in the movie. Benicio del Toro looks like he's sleepwalking.
He is.
And the other guy, the woman, I forget what her name is.
Emily Blunt.
Oh, is it Emily Blunt? Terrible. Absolutely.
I think it was Emily Blunt in that movie.
I did not like the character at all. I thought it was really weird for her to jump in bed with the guy's brother after her husband died.
Well, I mean, it was the 7, I don't know. It was earlier.
The fact that
it was in the before time when socioeconomics
just
were
suddenly
different.
knows, like, somebody mentions offhand that silver bullets can kill a werewolf, and then all of a sudden everybody in the movie knows that they can do that. It's so stupid. I hate it. It pissed me off. And you know what's unfortunate about that movie?
the guy on the left push.
Please stop talking.
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
I don't know which one is which.
It's alright.
I don't know if it's
I'm not
mirrored.
good with directions. It's not.
I don't know.
Maybe. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out at some point.
Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. The big rant about how the Wolfman is a terrible thing to do.
Oh.
Terrible situation.
Yes.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Anyway.
Well, I do this.
That movie had the unfortunate... It was very unfortunate for that movie that was the first thing I saw after watching Watchmen in theaters.
That was the first movie-going experience after Watchmen?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you enjoyed Watchmen,
I know,
and Watchmen was not good.
I know, but I found out later that it was terrible. And so I vowed never to let that happen again. And so when I watched The Wolfman, it was very much a, okay, you impress me movie. And it just didn't do it, man.
What's your favorite horror comedy?
Favorite horror comedy? Evil Dead 2 is pretty good, man.
Evil Dead 2 is a really funny. See, that's the thing, right? Like, that movie went from super horrifying to super funny.
Yeah. But you kind of laugh because he's laughing at the whole situation. It like gets to a weird cartoonish place. Like my favorite scene in the movie is when he's cackling with the elements in the house. They're
Oh,
all
yeah.
just laughing and having a good time.
That's
And he's like,
horrifying.
it's gotten to a point where he's like almost on the edge of being crazy. So yeah.
I think my favorite horror comedy, Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the
It's
Dead
pretty
is pretty
funny.
good, yeah.
Tusk wasn't really a comedy.
Okay.
I mean, it had comedians in it.
Well, yeah, but
He had Justin Long.
I don't
Haley
think
Joel
Justin Long is a
Osment.
comedian anymore, dude.
You don't think so?
Well, at least he's not exclusively a comedy guy.
It's directed by Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
That movie's got comedy written all over it. Harley Morgenstein, the Sauce Boss, is on there.
Yeah, you told me.
Funniest
that.
scene in the movie.
Because Canada.
Yeah, because Canada. And he's got like the biggest hair and the hugest beard. It's outrageous.
Dude,
Well, no, I mean comparatively.
so what?
So what he is
To
now.
himself?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, dude, that was probably after he did
It was
the...
out of control.
That was probably after he did the, what was it? Video Game High School.
Yeah, probably.
Where he was just... That's a good show, too, if you guys haven't seen it. I think it's on... I don't know.
Yeah, that's alright.
Teen Titans Go is fun. I talked about on the Q&A last time that I've been watching, or did see the Teen Titans Go movie. Teen Titans Go to the movies.
It's awesome.
And
If you haven't seen it, highly recommended.
it's pretty fun. I think I liked Deadpool 2 a lot more.
That's not fair.
Just on a meta.
It's not even the same thing.
Just on a meta level, dude. I think they took more opportunities to make meta jokes in Deadpool 2 versus the Teen Titans Go to the movies.
Teen Titans
And
Go
I
have a
know,
story to
I know
tell.
you're being super apologist, and you don't think that any criticism that I lob against that show is worth it because it's all a joke. And
Right. Exactly.
Which I think is very short-sighted.
It's kind of like people who get mad at Animaniacs. It's like, it's the Animaniacs. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, but I mean, there's something to be said if a joke's not funny, though.
See, but that show
Like
is
like
aged.
how we've been critiquing Victor and Monty, and how the joke's not actually a joke, but you're supposed to be laughing at the end.
Uh-huh.
That's where
But that's different. This is an action show. It's not supposed to be funny.
Teen Titans Go.
No, Power Rangers. Victor and
Oh.
Monty are a subcategory. They're side characters. They're not what the show's about.
I know, but I'm just saying we still judge them on a comedy basis.
Because they're the comedic relief.
Exactly.
But that's different.
How is that different?
If the comedy is not funny when it's supposed to be funny, it's not like when
So
you're in a
saying
comedy
that
show.
So you're saying if a comedy show isn't funny, then it is funny because that's supposed to be the joke that it's trying to be
No,
funny. But
I'm
it's not
saying
funny.
if it's not funny, that's one joke out of 10 jokes. When you have Power Rangers, you get one joke.
Yeah, but if the main joke is supposed to be funny and it's not funny, then I think that's,
I don't know
a
what that
failure
means.
on the part of that
what,
episode.
What main joke?
Like the thing with the gorilla or the.
It's always with the gorilla. You know
bear
what? We're
is a
going to watch
metaphor-
that episode.
Bears is a metaphor for
I'm going to
college.
find out what exactly your problem
I'm not
is
doing
with
it,
that
dude.
episode.
I'm not doing
We're
it,
going to
dude.
find out tonight what
I'm
Nick's
not doing
problem
it.
is. Why the scariest thing Nick has ever
You
seen.
can watch it, but I'm not doing it. The poor man's broken skull.
No.
I think it's transitioned past that, like way past.
It's
that.
way worse than Bulk and Skull.
Oh man.
Victor and Monty are not even in the same league.
Well, because it's weird that like Bulk and Skull started as these two-dimensional villains.
Yeah, antagonists.
But they couldn't do anything, which is where the comedy came from. But they slowly grew into being three-dimensional people,
right,
just by virtue of we needed more to do with these. We had more time, so we needed to tell different stories with these people. So we put them in these different positions, and then all kind of made it fit. Vector and Monty are not that. The show does not care to build these people as people.
See, even Vulcan and Skull had their episodes where they weren't funny.
Okay, that's fair.
You know?
Sure.
Where the jokes just don't work.
I'm saying that, like, you can still... I don't necessarily think that a comedy show is without criticism.
I'm thinking...
That's all I'm saying.
I was thinking specifically Saturday Night Live.
Sure.
Like, if it's
But that's a...
it's a sketch show.
Yeah, that's a sketch show.
And?
Teen Titans Go is not a sketch show.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Not really.
11-minute episodes that do one adventure and then we move on to the next one.
Exactly.
They have no bearing on anything else.
But I'm saying,
that
like,
happens.
you can judge different sketch separately, which means you can judge separate episodes separately. Just have them crap out uninspired fart jokes. Yes.
That's the
plan.
That
has been the Neo Saban MO since since Megaforce?
Yeah.
It's weird how Samurai didn't have any of that.
That is weird. Huh.
Yet it's like we've progressively gotten worse. And, you know, to tie this whole thing into the horror, whatever. It's just things that horrify me personally.
The fart jokes haunt Nick in his nightmare. He wakes up in the middle of the night,
like I would
screaming.
I would be more with it if it was clever.
No. Get the Febreze.
But they're not clever. Like, not at all. Especially with Victor and Monty, it's not clever.
Yeah. But
like the
sometimes they are funny.
The joke that I put in for
rarely
the Ninjago during Possession,
rarely.
they have a fart joke in there, and it works really well.
But yeah, fart jokes and Power Rangers don't really belong. That's a good example.
What?
Of like a joke that just doesn't work for Power Rangers because it's the Power Rangers.
Right.
If it was a different show, maybe a fart joke could work. If it was like the Fairly Odd Parents or something. But that's not what the show's about.
Okay.
We don't need to stoop that low for the comedy. The comedy is mostly physical.
Favorite side characters. Oh.
I mean, are they not the only side characters in the show?
Well, I mean, there's difference.
We got Sandy.
Again,
Chaz. Think Chaz is coming back?
Oh, no. None of these people are coming back, dude. I mean, you really think it's going to be turned into like a Die Ranger type of situation? Every Ranger gets their own side character? Like,
well, that's more of a Mystic Force thing.
Clint comes back for Haley, and
Since
Sandy comes back for Preston.
All started by a mutant Tengu monster. There were Tengu warriors? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
Yeah. Like that episode specifically, Last Laugh, the joke is supposed to be...
Robo Knight can't laugh.
That Robo Knight or Noah can't laugh.
Yeah.
And there's jokes all over the episode. None of it is funny. Like, none of it.
It's the worst episode of that
show.
show.
It's really bad. And so that's what I'm saying, is that, like, you can still just think on a purely critical level, you can still critique comedy if it's not funny.
No, that's not my argument.
Okay.
My argument is you get one shot to tell a joke in the Power Rangers.
Uh-huh.
Whereas in Go or the Animaniacs or Saturday Night
Live,
but
you
usually get a string of jokes.
Usually,
I'm making a point here.
I know, I get what you're saying, that there's a string of jokes that you tell, and yeah, some of it can be funny, some of it cannot, but if the main plot, which is supposed to be a joke, doesn't work, then you've lost me.
You lost me on that point. Like, you're trying to make sense out of we trying to make sense out of buttons.
I know we disagree on this situation because you feel that the show is perfect in the whole iteration. Like, I really don't understand.
I don't think it's perfect. I think it's a cartoon.
Sure.
Teen Titans, like,
which means that we
compared to Ed, and Eddie.
Which means that we can't judge it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. And the Cowboys are gonna lose. Again.
I'm glad that we went into a comedy rant. That's great.
No joke was based on Tengu in Go Sega because 789.
Okay. But sorry, trying to think how we can get back to the horror conversation.
You
How do
could
we even
get
get to
super
the-
offended. That's really horrifying.
How do we even get to the comedy thing?
Because comedy is all fears are.
All
Nope.
comedies derived from fear.
What
is
you
what
said.
you were trying to say.
Yep.
Steven Universe has also been pretty horrifying.
Yeah, but yeah, a lot of cartoons have been Adventure Time, Egress.
Yeah.
Again, the claustrophobia. But that's supposed to be horrifying. I actually watched Stakes earlier today, just as a kind of, again, for the Dracula thing,
Sure.
progression.
Right, yeah.
Nosferatu.
But it's a demon vampire, which makes it different.
No, it makes it unique
Yes.
in its own storytelling ability.
Yes.
You create this kind of perfect storm of stuff that you can use. Because, Ice King is there, Bubblegum, they all learn lessons, and it's a very, very touching story, the whole thing.
It is. What is the most horrifying thing you've seen in animation in the last year?
In animation? Okay. Star versus the Force of Evil can be somewhat scary at times. Gravity Falls too.
I hear Gravity Falls can be kind of crazy and weird. I've only seen a couple of episodes though. We might actually have to sit down and watch that one
Yeah.
after we get done with Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We gotta finish the anime first. Just gotta. Alright.
Okay.
Yeah. Longs.
Anyway.
TL. DR. But yeah. Stakes. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, the most horrifying
most
thing I've
horrifying
seen.
thing you've seen in animation last year.
Animation.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Ryu. No, horrifying. That entire thing.
Ryak?
Yeah, Ryuk.
Ryu's a Street Fighter character.
Ryu. Well, I mean, Dark Ryu from Bat in the Sun.
That's fair, yeah.
Gosh, I don't know.
What do you use that thing for?
Horrifying animation?
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
okay,
probably Egress. I don't know if
fine.
that was in the last year.
I don't know if that was in the last year either.
But that is pretty...
Egress was kind of weird and trippy and uncomfortable.
Yeah, it didn't really...
No comment.
There was no...
We have stepped into a different realm of like psychological horror in terms of like animation things. Like it's not so much a boo thing, it's more of a like slow progression of you're going insane and it's creepy.
Oh, okay, I see
Yeah.
what you're saying. More psychological horrors.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't get out.
Exactly, yeah. And that's uncomfortable.
There's something in the dark. It plays on your emotions. That's my favorite type of horror. That's why I say James Wan is like the best.
I mean, it's very subtle, and you don't get a whole lot of that in like horror movies.
Yeah.
It's more like jump scare. And
We're looking forward to seeing the Halloween sequel.
Right. Yes.
The
Ish.
finale, I guess,
Maybe.
is what we're trying to
if
say
it works,
here.
it's not going to be the finale.
Well, I mean, it's been wildly successful, so
I know.
obviously there's going to be another one.
Yeah, it's going to be like the third Halloween 2.
Yeah, it's going to be Halloween 2 again.
Yeah.
The sequel.
It'd be funny if they were just like, you know, where they should stop the numbering system and just go with
Like a naming system, like a comic
Yeah.
book stuff. Ragnarok.
what is it called? The tagline?
That may have been the most horrifying movie I've seen in the last year.
What's that?
Ragnarok. Garbage film.
Aw.
It sucks.
Is your problem with that we went from the serious stuff to something that's more cartoony?
Yeah, but that's
Okay, that's fair.
That's more because the lines are
It's
not
suppo-
written for
It's
Thor.
supposed to be
the Guardians
in the
of
same
Galaxy.
continuity and still trying to do pathos, and yeah, it's not Thor, it's Guardians of the Galaxy because
Yeah.
that was majorly successful.
Yeah, because that was majorly successful. So obviously, we have to emulate that at any moment, even if it doesn't make sense with the characters that we have.
Hooray!
Yay!
Found something that made you angry.
What's the most horrifying, or what's the worst horror movie you've ever seen?
Worst?
Is it The Woman in Black 2?
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
It's really bad.
Halloween 2, the sequel.
Halloween 2, the sequel.
Rob
is
Zombie's
pretty
Halloween
bad.
2 is
2009.
still way up there, man.
It
I hated
is-
Rings, but that was
Yeah.
a different level.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how bad you got to be to make me get out of bed at 2 o'clock in the morning to return your piece of shit movie?
That's always fun.
that is. Rings is another example. That's more of a bastardization of your character.
That's true, yeah. We kind of went into a different realm with that.
Why would you do that? And then I hate how The Conjuring has spun off into its own like universe and franchise.
I haven't seen a single thing associated
I didn't
with The
see
Conjuring
Annabelle,
outside of the
any
first
of the
one.
Annabelle movies, or The Nun. Haven't seen it. Probably not gonna see it. Don't care enough to see it. Saw The Conjuring.
If I see the second one, I might have to watch that one without you.
I can't remember if I saw the Conjuring sequel. Yeah, I had to have. Definitely. Because that's where The Nun came from.
Oh, man.
I also
Wow.
did finish off the Saw franchise with Jigsaw.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad film, it's just kind of there.
Oh, it's not like a finale.
What's his name?
Tobin Bell.
Tobin Bell. I was like, Topher Grace, that ain't right. Tobin Bell is like 1,000 years old in the movie, and it's supposed to be like a flashback stuff, and that's really distracting.
Of
but
course it is. We killed him in the
yeah,
third
we
movie.
in the
We-
third
so,
movie
So we got to keep doing flashbacks to keep him in.
for some reason.
It's gotten really confusing and
It's
contrived. And
it's really hard to
complicated.
keep track of, but it is a good movie and it's very entertaining. You know, it's not as bad as like the 3D.
Mm.
It's horrible.
Okay.
I did see.
That's another thing, though. Do you think that horror movies can work with a gimmick
It
like
depends.
3D?
Oh, I don't know. I've never seen a good 3D horror film. You know what I mean? Like Friday the 13th 3D.
Yeah. That's
not,
true.
Not
Yeah.
good.
That one was
Uh,
pretty crazy.
I can't think of any others off the top of my head. I'm sure there have been plenty that
Yeah.
I'm forgetting, but
Well,
As
the
far as
Freddy versus
gimmicks-
Jason, whenever he did the claw shadow thing,
yeah.
that was kind of at the screen.
Yeah, it was kind of at the screen, but that was more showing off the early 2000s special effects.
Yeah.
They're not
Capable
terrible.
of doing special effects.
Yeah. They're not terrible, but I mean, nowadays you couldn't get away with that.
No. Well, we've gone past that. It is interesting how we've gone back to simplicity for horror movies.
Sure.
We've all of a sudden decided that like there's a difference between a lazily put together horror movie that's just trying to make a buck versus something that's got a lot of passion behind it, that's intentionally made with less money because we can capitalize on a certain idea.
Oh, okay.
Or because we don't need that much to
Yeah.
scare people, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I
Speaking
do,
of which, Quiet Place sucks.
Oh, that's a good point. That was the last horror movie that we saw in theaters.
Yes, it
was
is.
The Quiet Place, and everybody like pissed themselves. They were so excited about it, and
Man, because we were both sitting there
yeah,
watching this movie,
uh-huh.
being like, these people are idiots.
They are really, really dumb.
And you had said that like the daughter is like the worst character. in
She
the
tried
movie.
to kill everyone. She's the actual villain in the movie. But
It was just baffling.
I
'cause-
say that, and I'm
'cause
the asshole.
We don't really let's see, a 3D Jaws movie and watch it, but seeing it getting ripped by the nostalgia critic and 3D effects. Yeah, well, it's different to because 3D is by itself has come a long way to where it's solely it's become just a gimmick
Okay,
as opposed to like a bad gimmick.
I take it back. Yes, horror movies can work with the gimmick because one of the horror movie gimmicks that everybody uses is the space gimmick, right? You send your creature monster into space. The Leprechaun, Jason X. My favorite in interpretation of that gimmick is
Critters,
Hellraiser Bloodline.
they go into space.
Yeah,
That's pretty.
it's actually super cool. Like Hellraiser is one of those movies that you either love it or you hate it. There's really no in between.
Oh,
You get it or you don't.
is it
And
worth it for me to
For
watch
a
it
long
then?
time, I didn't get it.
Oh, okay.
For a long time, I didn't get it. But going back to it, repeat views, I get it. It's
Mm.
still not my favorite. I would rather watch Nightmare on Elm Street, but it's not terrible. Bloodline gets really into it. Like they delve into the story and they don't apologize for it. It's like, all right, let's go.
Do they jump the shark?
Yeah,
Okay.
they jump a shark with a jet ski and do a sweet backflip.
The way you're talking about it, it sounds like they jumped the shark, which
It-
doesn't sound like it's running with an idea, more or less. We went crazy. Ooh.
They did. They like it's outrageous
Yeah.
because Hellraiser in space. I want
Yeah.
you to let that set in for just a second.
I have no history with this character, so I'm just gonna be like, yeah,
You mean Pinhead?
yeah, Hellraiser in space. Yeah.
Because I think Frank is the actual Hellraiser in the first movie, but that's neither here nor there. You haven't seen the movie.
No, I haven't.
You
It's
should
on
probably check
Netflix.
it out. Yeah.
Should
Maybe
I
we'll
watch
check it out after this since Nick hasn't seen it. It's Halloween.
Ooh.
You want to watch Hellraiser?
I don't care. I thought we were gonna watch The Fly.
We're gonna watch. Well, I mean, you've seen Fly.
It is true. I have seen.
Horror movie is another body mutilation type film. Kinda. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool effects in it, but
Hmm.
hokey acting, and you kind of get the gist of it in the first few
In
minutes.
Hellraiser.
Bloodline, I highly recommend.
Oh, okay. Wishmaster's also been.
Wishmaster is a great
Wishmaster
film.
was because I saw the first one this year. That movie is nuts.
It goes places.
It goes all the way with its idea, and I love it.
See, that's
Because
the thing.
that's an artisan thing. An artisan just tends to be like, ooh, let's just do it.
I'm telling you, dude,
Even
Bloodline
though they
is
went
really
bankrupt.
good. I don't know. I don't think it's on Netflix anymore. They used to all be on Netflix, and I watched all of them.
Because
as
there's
just
9
kind
of them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's I don't know. There's 1,000 of them. Hellraiser 12. And then
Hellraiser
yeah,
12
there
goes
might
to
be 12.
college.
Hellraiser Revelations. Yeah, Hellraiser goes to college.
Yeah.
The Wolfman and the Mummy. Can't wait to see if the Mummy makes the basketball team. But see, that's the other thing, right? Like we've been doing comedy with these things for years.
Yes, for decades, actual decades.
Yeah, almost a century.
Tuttenstein.
Just to try to get a laugh out of the things that horrify people,
Yeah.
because what scares you
Darkwing,
may not scare me. Like a lot of people
Mm.
hate clowns. I love clowns. I think they're funny. I think they're fun.
Rodeo clowns are cool.
Rodeo clowns are cool, but they're
Regular
badass.
clowns-
That's a different thing.
Pineapple the clown is horrifying.
Yeah, Pineapple was
He's got the
horrifying, but
face
he's
of the
intentionally horrifying. Clown from Clown is horrifying because it's intentionally horrifying.
Yeah.
Tim Curry's interpretation of Pennywise the Clown was horrifying because he was so innocuous. He
Mm.
just looked like a regular clown. Like, you wouldn't suspect him
That's fair,
as
yeah.
the eater of children.
But also nobody else saw him.
Yeah, there
That's
is
kind of
that.
the thing. There's a big point in the movie that nobody else can see him.
Well, there's also a point in the movie where he like takes the form of one of the parents. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, it is. It's the thing with the and the
Yeah, and the her and her. I can't wait for part 2 of the 2017 It remake.
Yeah.
Ah, it's
We
gonna
looked
be
at the
great.
cast list for that, didn't we?
Yeah, Jessica Chastain is in the movie, and I'm very upset.
Who was the other one that was in there?
James
say it was
McAvoy.
McAvoy.
Yeah. He's
That'll
gonna
be
play
great.
adult Billy, I guess. and McAvoy can do anything, so I'm obviously looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Do you think? Okay, so because M Night Shyamalan is considered like another horror icon
Sure.
because of The Sixth Sense and really nothing else,
Okay. Yeah.
do you think that Unbreakable can be classified as a horror film?
No.
Do you think Mr. Glass can be classified as a movie monster?
No.
No, psychological like
That
Kevin
movie,
Spacey in Seven.
That movie is so comic book. I don't
Oh,
think you
sure.
can judge it on a horror movie thing. Split's a different story. I think you can actually judge that as a monster type of thing.
Because he's a villain.
Yeah, well, because it's a horrifying situation. The whole thing surrounding, and he's crazy. It's crazy.
He lost his money.
It's great. I still need to watch that movie.
What's your favorite non horror insanity story?
Non-horror insanity story?
Yeah. Mine's Macbeth.
Macbeth's pretty good.
Not supposed to be a horror as far as I know. But it's
Yeah,
got
he
all the elements of a
slowly
horror.
goes insane.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
You got ghosts, you got witches,
Yeah.
you got a slow build into
Throne of
madness.
Blood is pretty fantastic, but it's mostly just the same story.
Well, yeah.
It's good though.
The Scottish play.
There's in the woods. It's all because it's Japanese.
Excuse me. Gosh.
It's interesting. I don't know. I never thought about that. Like, what's non-horror
Yeah.
going on in your mind?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, the Telltale Heart is a bad example.
Yes.
Because that is horror to the max, you
Yeah.
know. Edgar Allan Poe's a freaking genius. Anyway, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff.
I can't answer that question right now. I really can't.
But I think it's important to note how far we've come and where we're going as far as horror is concerned.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've traveled so far and covered so much ground.
It'll be interesting to see where we go in the next couple of years.
I've never seen a 100-year-old guy talking about back in my day, Dracula was a herb to her.
That's because he doesn't know how to work Twitter, dude.
Oh, that's true. I don't know how to work the Twitter.
I don't know if that's true.
To the YouTubes.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you guys for joining us on this edition.
Yeah, we're gonna
Horror
go eat
Chamber
some
Podcast.
candy, watch Hellraiser the movie.
It's gonna be a great time.
Hopefully,
Or a spooky time.
a spooky time.
Ooh.
Join us next time when we tackle Gingaman tomorrow night.
Yes.
I'm Steve Andy.
And I'm Nick, aka Iron Man 1993. May the power chamber protect you. You ruined the stream.